Good morning everyone, it's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And it is time to take a look at the second slime. The first daughter of Rimuru, no, daughter technically, but yeah, get it. Shinsha. Summonable Shinsha is here, so the first one was the free-to-play light version, now we have a summonable pink-haired version, and she is a very, very good support for the Dark Team. And kind of only the Dark Team. So she is rather limited in her usage, but since, you know, this is the anniversary, it's the Dark meta, she is a good pickup if you have the other Dark units. If you don't, then she's not really going to be that useful outside of this team, and if you don't have the team, then you don't need a summon for her. So let's go over her kit really fast. She is a single target damage dealer, so she can go up to 470%, so she does not have any additional kind of alt buff that Milim does, so Milim is the DPS of the Dark meta, we know this now. She also lowers an enemy's crit resistance by 5%, which when you get her to 6-star maxed out, it goes up to 10%, which can be useful since this team is critting a lot with the new Rimuru. Her first skill, very high cost, 80 points, but increases your dark attack by 50%, and after you wait 8 turns, it becomes 70%, which is nice. You can have her in the back, you don't have to use this immediately, you can use it for 50 and then reset it, and then when you're ready to nuke at turn 8, you can get it up to 70. It also lowers dark resistance by 10%. All targets dark resistance, by the way, so this will mean that, you know, Rimuru's AoE will hit a little bit harder, and, you know, single targets will also hit much harder, but it's good that this debuffs everybody, which is why this skill costs a lot, right? 50% is pretty standard. We've got light, we've got space. You know, the earth attack took 10 turns to build up to 60%, so this is 70% after 8 turns. I mean, it's pretty good. So, and then you also have a debuff attached to it, so it's doing double duty, so, I mean, I'm okay with it costing 80 points. It does a lot. Her second skill is a stacking crit resistance debuff by 5% each time you use it, and it's a cheap skill, so that's nice. So this just means that when you do pop the crit with Rimuru, if you get a couple stacks of these, and you're just going to hit even harder than that because you got the dark resistance, you've got the crit damage, you've got this, this whatever stack it is, since it's unlimited, can stack with her alt effect for 5%, 10%, whatever it is. So excellent. And then she also buffs all souls skill point increase by 15%. So not just greens, but every soul, which is good because sometimes, you know, this team now doesn't have a dedicated orange to green orb changer because that's what we thought the skill was going to be. But this will ensure that you can at least get a little bit more skill points off blues and oranges. Her Valor trait, when you send 2, green gauges are nerfed by 10%, so that's cool. A lot of teams run on greens. Her trait, if you have dupes in her, which I do not, you get 3 skill points every 3 turns, which goes up to 5 every 3 turns, so that's kind of useful. And then, like I said, when she gets to level 100, she gets an extra 5% to her crit resistance down on her ult. She gets extra crit damage when Isis is on the team, which Isis is pretty required for this new Dark team, being an orb changer and a green booster. And then she buffs herself, so she looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and test her out on the Dark team, and pretty much only the Dark team, because that's really the only place you can use her effectively. Alright, we're going to take her into the Predator battle that just dropped last night, and we're going to try and get her fully boosted with, you know, Veldora's max stat, Valentine's max stat, the crit, the ult buff, and then her own dark attack at 70%. And we're going to see how much damage she can do by herself, because maybe you're missing Milim, and you really, really love Shinsha for some reason. I don't know. And so you're missing that DPS. She can fit the role, definitely can. But, you know, maybe not the best idea to summon for her if you're still missing Milim. But, you know, let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm going to skip to where we are ready to nuke, because this is just a Predator battle, it's not difficult. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, that took a little bit, because I kept getting screwed by not getting any greens. So we're actually on turn 13, so we are far surpassed, you know, the 8-turn limit to stack up Veldora and get the full dark buff. So we are at 70% magic attack, though. So Shinsha has the 2% Dark Charm, 70% magic attack from Veldora, guaranteed crit, 40% crit damage, the dark attack by 70% from her own skill. The ult is boosted by 130%, and then Cabby has a resistance down by 20%. So we've used her skill 4 times. And thankfully doesn't have any other resistance to crit. So this is a good scenario because we can see how much Shinsha is going to do by herself, and then how much this Rimuru, being an AoE and mainly support unit, can also hit. So let's do that first, and then actually let's send the normals because I just want to see those. Then we'll send the AoE, then we'll send Shinsha. And this will be a good representation of, you know, maybe not 13 turns is the best, but this is every single maxed out buff on this team right now. So, we're 33,000, 18,000 because of the guard. Rimuru does, I'm probably going to say like 175, somewhere around there. Maybe 200 even. Excalibur! Sorry. 257, wow. Wow, that's an AoE, guys. 257,000 damage on an AoE. That's pretty nutty right there, alright? He's got the same buffs as, Shinsha does. The same exact buffs. He's not doing anything else for him. And Shinsha does 336, She is level 80, Rimuru is level 100, so if she was 100, she would do quite a bit more damage. Probably hit 400, somewhere around there. So, I mean, that's really impressive as far as maxing out the power on this Dark team. So, I'm fairly impressed. But, not all fights last 8 or 13 turns. So let's go and test her out in a different fight that doesn't take as long. Okay, let's take her into Conquest Hinata. Definitely not a hard stage, but Conquest Hinata nerfs greens, so not really that great for the new Dark team. And also, she's resistant to magic, so we're going to bring Diablo and Benimaru. Shinsha's going to be more of a support unit, maybe a damage dealer, since we have, 1, 2, 3, 4 single target damages. And then Rimuru's here for the orb changing into blue, so we can get Xion up and ready to go. Who is also making blues, but, it is what it is. Milim is here for the orange orb change, you're here for the green, you're here for all the greens. So, I mean, this, in theory, should work just fine. Again, this stage isn't difficult, but for newer players, you'll want to see, like, maybe you pulled Secretary Xion instead of Veldora, and you pulled Shinsha for some reason. All these units are in the general pool. Maybe not the supports that I've attached to them, but everyone else is in the general pool. So maybe you just got a little bit unlucky with your summons, and this is the best team you can run. Dark Benimaru is the very first free-to-play unit that we ever got as far as a meta is concerned. And, okay, well, cool. We can definitely work with that. So Rimuru can come in for, I guess, Milim, since she has no cards. And we'll just use his green orb change. Too bad we didn't have a little bit more points. We could have changed that other one to blue. Oh well, let's do the... Actually, no, let's bring Shinsha in for this, for Diablo. This is her showcase, right? I know we said he'd use her as support, but oh well. Benimaru, 32, 41. Okay. And she's already missing like a fifth of her health, so I mean, that's something. Rimuru, that's quite a few orbs right there that you've got. So I'm going to go ahead and convert those. Alright, and ooh, we don't have enough. We have Xion, who can change that other green. Let's bring you back in for Rimuru. And then we'll go ahead and use Xion, who's going to boost our ults by 25% gauge-wise. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this. And the personality that comes with it. Alright, so Xion's not a terrible protector, but she is heavily outdated, right? She was the first meta protector, and now we are 1 year later. Exactly 1 year later from when she came out, essentially. So definitely power crept out of the way. But, she can still have her uses. She still leads the Dark team. And she's still an orb changer, most of all. So, okay, that's a lot of Benimaru. Okay. Well, we don't really have much that can we can do anything about that. So let's just send Benimaru, I guess. And I missed an orange. Oh well. Super Guard, 236 damage. Awesome. Okay. This is a good hand. We can do a full send right here. So let's bring Milim in for... well, for Diablo, I guess. I guess we'll nuke with Benimaru, since we're going to get it anyways. Let's use her Orb Change. And then let's use Shion, because we're going to flip her again with the 6 blue. And then that'll give Benimaru his ult. And yeah, we can just do this. Shinsha might actually get her ult as well. Yeah, she does. Alright, perfect. 90 points, so we can use the dark buff. This will only be 50%, but we can combine that with a few of the other debuffs and buffs that this team has. And we still have, another, I think, another turn where she's got defense up, so we're going to hold anyways. We have 2 more turns, so even better. So we can go ahead and throw them both in the back, and we'll bring in you, and then we'll take out Shinsha. There's that. And let's see, we can use the orange orb change here. And then we can use Shion again. So this is why orb changing protectors are good, because you can just set things up and then you have unlimited hands of everything. So we've got now double protector, 97 points, full hand of blues, doing some not great damage because she's got defense and guard. But we're on turn 6. Turn 7 is when her defense should go away. Yeah, so turn 7. So we'll be 1 turn. Next turn we'll be 1 away from having her full boost. But, you know, we could have nuked her long ago, right? In fact, we could probably do it now and be just fine. But I want to see damage, so we're just going to stall out just a little bit longer. Pop, pop, pop. Ew, didn't guard any of those. Alright, Hinata ult, don't care. Alright, there's a small heal on her end. So now, let's go ahead and bring in Benimaru for Milim. Ooh. Rimuru has no orbs. Okay, well, we're not going to nuke with her anyways, so that's fine. So Benimaru for Milim, and then Shinsha for Rimuru. We're just going to use her for her support. So let's do the 80 right there, and then let's do the 15 attack. So Dark Resistance by 10, we're already doing that with Shinsha's buff and debuff. So we're going to gain 25% attack on Diablo, plus the 50% dark attack. And this should make Diablo hit decently hard right here. And I have no qualms with him not killing, so... How much does he do? He does probably like... I want to say like 80k, maybe 70k. Oh, he just... Oh, wow, that was awful. 36k. Oh. 36. 50% dark attack, 25% attack boost, 56k? It's not a dark magic boost, it's just a dark attack. Huh. Well, that doesn't look nearly as good now, does it? Let's try something else. Hold on. Alright, so we're coming back. This time we're going to use Dark Diablo 2.0 because he's got his very, very cheap ult boost instead. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and bring him in next turn, hopefully have enough points to put that skill on him, then hide him so we can use everything else alongside. This should work out. Okay, there's 80 points, so definitely we can use him next turn. So, Shinsha's doing 4,200 without that guard, so I mean, that's fairly decent damage right there. So let's bring in Diablo for Milim. We'll use the Dark Attack boost, which is only 50%. We're going to miss out on the resistance down on the nuking turn, but I think that'll be fine. We're just going to hold him in the back with that 50% Dark, and then when we're ready, we'll bring him back out when we have enough points, and we'll use the other skills to try and increase our damage to a more acceptable amount that's not 36k, because that was actually pretty awful. I'm very surprised at that. That was not good at all. So let's take you out, let's bring Milim in, that way we can have another full hand, and hopefully have enough points. I mean, we'll have enough points after this, so nothing too big. So yeah, we can use Benimaru's debuff, which is defense down, and then we can use Dark Diablo's alt boost, and yeah, I think we'll be ready to go right there. Her defense is leaving, the alt I don't care about. Okay, we are ready. There's a heal. We're gonna kill though. I mean, we have 3 alts technically. So let's go ahead and put the debuff down. So Benimaru, defense by 15%, his own crit rate by 15. That's fine, whatever. Alright, Diablo coming in for Rimuru. Rimuru has no orbs, never mind, so we'll bring him in for Milim. And now Rimuru has an orb, so I'll bring Shinsha in, just for funsies. And then we can use both his 80% alt boost and her 5% crit resistance down. We're not doing guaranteed crits, but on the small event that we do crit, we'll just do a little bit more damage. So Diablo has the dark attack by 50, the 80% alt boost. How much is he going to do here? Will he actually kill? I don't know. I would hope so. 80% alt is a pretty significant buff. Let's see. Just making a big old ball at the end. Limited 0 cannon. How much do you do? 53. Well, that's... Interesting. 80% alt boost. 50% dark attack. These are not impressive numbers. Like, we saw what she can do when you have literally everything, but I guess that is a crap ton of buffs. That's like crit damage, 70% magic attack, 70% dark attack, 130% alt boost. So, I mean, we are missing quite a few buffs off of the mainline team. Okay, well, I mean, based on this showing right here, like, Hinata doesn't have really good defense, so, I mean, we should be hitting hard. I can't really... Unless you have, like, the full dark team, the full new dark team, where you can get all of those buffs, she's just kind of underwhelming as a unit. Huh. Alright, let's take her into Tempered Edge now. Alright, final test. I mean, we know what we can do with this entire team decked out in the Predator battle, so this should be almost no different. We're going into EX2 Tempered Edge, you know, a place that's built for this team to run wild and do nutty numbers. So for this final test, we're going to use her as support for the DPS Milim with the highest attack stat that I have. We're going to get every single boost, and we're going to see how much damage this Milim can do when we have the entirety of the team built up and ready to nuke. So let's just let's go through it. I want to see how much damage we do with Milim with just the dark attack, because the last 2 showings of that support have not really been good, right? Dark Diablo is not a terrible hitter. 80% alt boost is nothing to laugh at. It's still the highest alt boost that someone can have right now. Alongside, I think, what, Leon's 80%, but that's an AoE, so it's... I've been slightly underwhelmed by this Shinsha so far in the showcase. Unless you're running her on this specific team, with these specific dupes, that allow you to hit this specific number. Other than that, it's pretty meh, I guess, is what I'm going at. I don't know. It's not what I was hoping to see out of an anniversary unit, being so limited, her buff being not as powerful as I thought it would be, because it is essentially the same buff as, like, Space Milim or Light Leon, and we know that those buffs are significant, so I'm not quite sure why I'm not feeling the significance out of this buff than those buffs. And maybe because, you know, by itself it's just not very powerful, but you have it stacked with everything else, then it becomes powerful. So who knows what the actual reasoning is. Wow, that's really unfortunate right there. Okay. I guess we send the blues, right? Or do we send the ice? I think we're sending Isis. Alright, let's actually send the orange one last, that way we can keep him alive longer. Alright. 276 damage. Excellent. That's what I want to see. That's not what I want to see. Stop. Why? 1 green. We have another one coming, thank God. So I guess we'll prep for that. So let's use the green buff now. Let's use that now too. Let's use the alt boost. Let's maybe get a stack of Shinsha's crit buff down. And we'll get... We're on turn 3, so yeah, we can get you out of here. And then we'll stack that. And, oh, I used the wrong buff. I used, no, it's fine. So let's do that. Okay. This is prepping for the future, right? So, pop, pop, pop. We're getting extra skill points because of Shinsha's buff on all skills, so we have 36, so hopefully perfect. Alright. We can just use Isis's skill and call it a day. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 skills. We have to use another alt boost, but that's fine. What are we at? 35% right now. Okay. So let's reset those costs. And then we'll go ahead and orb change again. We'll crit resist stack again. That'll be all the points that we have to use. And we'll send Isis last, and she's the weakest hitter. Want to keep him alive. We went from 0 to 139 skill points in 1 turn. That's fairly good. It's fairly good. Alright. So there's a nerf. We gotta keep Milim in for a little bit. Okay, we have 2 orbs. We have a bunch of Shinsha orbs. Let's use that buff again. Let's use the alt boost. Or, not the alt boost, the orb change. Let's get... We gotta leave Milim in, because I want that buff gone. I don't really care about Shinsha's alt. So let's get that out. We'll reset these. We'll use another alt boost. So that's 40% on Valentine right now. There we go. Alright, and then let's send these Valentine orbs and the alt and get it out of there. Pop, pop, pop. Ooh, we're doing a lot of damage now. We are stacking up that magic. Oh, come on. Oranges, get out of here. Okay. We're on turn 6. We need 2 more skills to use. Alright. So let's use the boost. And, let's see. Let's get Shinsha in here for you, I guess. And then we'll reset that. And then we'll use another of the crit stack. And another of the alt boost. And that should be 60% now on the alt, so we're ready to go on that end. That should be 70%, yep, on Veldora, so we're ready to go there. Now we just need a Milim alt, which we're going to get here, which I don't actually think that we can nuke her now. Because I think she's just going to kill. And she still has the debuff on, which... is this debuff just purely attack? Hold on. Attack up, crit rate. Okay, yeah. No, we can use the dark attack. So let's just do this for science. This is 50% right here, and then we'll just send the nuke. And then if he dies, then we'll just come back at the nuking turn with full power. Pop, 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 pop. Alright, what are we looking like? Milim does 36-7. That's not good. That's not good. He does have extra defense. He does have magic resistance up. So, how much is that magic resistance? 50%. Okay, that was pretty significant then. Alright. Maybe that wasn't the best showing. Let's come back. Okay, we're just gonna end the video, or well, we're gonna finish up the video with just the big time Milim nuke. I mean, I could redo it and have Milim nuke with just a dark attack on the turn where he loses his defense, but that's turn 8, and then it turns into 70% dark attack, so just know that I'm not terribly impressed with the output of just the dark attack by itself. So now we have literally everything. We have the 130% alt boost, we've got the magic attack, we've got her own personal attack, we've got the crit, we've got the crit damage, we've got literally everything, we've got the dark attack as well right here. So this is full power Milim. He has 159,000 HP left. You can't see it, but he does. And he has none of his buffs. So let's have some funsy onesies and see how hard this Milim hits. I did this on stream last night, but if you guys didn't want to wait till the very end of that, you'll see it now. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. 455,000 damage. So, the dark attack by itself, not terribly impressive. The dark attack buffed with every other buff that you can possibly put on this team, very effective. So there is a very big line that you need to cross when attempting to rate the Shinsha on an individual basis versus a team basis. So this team right here, maybe not even like level 100s, right? Make the supports level 80s, make the other units level 80s. This Shinsha, if you can run this team, is still going to make your Milim, your level 80 Milim, hit like 280, 300k, right? If you can get literally everything set up, if you can get all 3 stacks of this, if you can get the crit, if you can get the alt boost, you can get the stacks of Veldora, and if you have the dark boost that's the turn 8, this Milim at level 80 will probably hit 300,000. Probably being an understatement. This team can run very, very, very well. Shinsha definitely helps out with her support and with her green buff and the crit resistance down. That just means that we do extra damage when we do crit. So, yes, she's a very good unit on one specific team, and only one specific team, which then leads me to the opinion that you don't really need her, right? Units that are good everywhere are useful everywhere. Protector Shizu, Protector Hakuro, those protectors are useful on literally any team in any event of the game, unless they happen to nerf oranges or they happen to nerf greens, alright? Battle units, the hero, literally good everywhere. Everywhere, unless they have an insane amount of crit resistance, alright? Valentine, double orb changer and healer, good everywhere. Space Rimuru down here, defense and attack support, good everywhere. Shinsha, dark attack support and crit resist down and greens, which means you need to have a team that is dark, that has crits, and runs greens, which is one team. The old dark team, the OG dark team ran on oranges. Dark 1.0 ran on blues. This team runs on greens, so you can't really even use that to its full effectiveness, right? Greens, let's see, Space 2.0. You know, they have a unit that gives them crits, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they do. Light 2.0 is Pierce based, which, I mean, you can bring the hero to, you know, make you crit, but I'm not going to bring Shinsha. That's less helpful than bringing the other version of Shinsha, right? 15% light attack versus, you know, a gigantic cost skill with a protector that doesn't raise skill cap. So that's not really effective either. Another green unit, you know, the Wind 2.0. You can definitely bring Cabby. You can run greens. I guess you can bring a dark unit if you really felt like it. Because you can bring, like, Wind Milim for the alt boost. You can bring some random dark attacker. And then have Shinsha, you know, help you out there and bring the hero. I guess that can work. That's an OG team, not a new meta. So overall, she is pretty limited. So you don't need her. If you're already happy with your current dark team and you want to save some crystals, I would highly suggest that you do so. Save for the movie. Save for a possible third banner next week, depending on who it is and if they even do it. So let me know your comments and thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about Shinsha in the comments below, and whether you agree with me that she is pretty underwhelming and not necessary, or if you really, really, really like her as a unit or as a character, and you went and summoned for her and went to pity. So Those are my thoughts on her. Very basic showcase, but I think it's a very effective showcase, showing her limitations and her ceiling. So that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.